I suddenly got some feedback.
Yeah, we're live
And
now. I don't know what happened there. Tech is always like this. This is the one downfalls of going live in tech, but we're back now. So
back. Okay, good. So you're asking me about myself. So yeah, so I'm Eleanor Goold and I'm Chief Copywriter at Creative Copywriting, and I help people with their words for their business. And I've also got a couple of online courses, and I'm also a copy coach. So that's basically me.
So when you helped us with our names, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was such good fun working with you guys. So I help people with the names for their companies or slogans or anything to do with the written word, really, emails, LinkedIn bios, anything like that to help you with your business.
Yeah. Oh, good. They've come back. We had a couple. We had Claire, Amy, and Angela on the first one. I don't know why that cut off. That was a bit weird. I don't think that's ever happened before. But we're here. And you also, I think you actually helped us write the emails, our very original emails when we first started, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. That was good fun as well. You were just starting out and you had all your packages, and it was the emails to get people to come over to Artisan and check out and see what you're all about.
Seems such
Yeah.
a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Well, you've packed so much into everything you've done. You're like super lady, aren't you? Where you all are, all the admins and everything. You've done an amazing job, and I love going to Artisan, and I've made a few purchases, and I will be doing so again at Christmas or for birthdays and that. So it's a great service and platform you've got there.
We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. We start thinking about Christmas already. I know it sounds very early, but we do. So that's what we've been doing. Just open the door to my dog and there's a bit of drilling going on. Hopefully it's not too loud for everybody. Can you hear me us all right? Hoping you can.
I can definitely hear you.
Can you hear that drilling in the background?
Only vaguely.
Vaguely, cool. Seems so loud in here. So what we've been talking about, like I said, our theme was Christmas last month, and we were talking about how to get ready for Christmas, and it seemed very natural to come into time management. So we've been talking a lot about what apps can help you, what scheduling can help you, and the big thing is repurposing everything, which you can help us think about too in our content, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, I repurpose a lot of my content because I don't like to have any content go to waste. So, for example, if I write a post, say, for example, on LinkedIn, I will often save it, and then later on I'll put it onto my Facebook page, but I'll repurpose it. I'll make it more for that audience. I then might also make a video out of it. There's a free app called Lumen 5, Lumen 5, and you can get a free subscription to that as well. And what you do is you put your blog post into the app, and it makes a little video for you. It's very good, and it's free.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, you can even copy and paste your blog post, and it will make the video for you. I think on the paid version you don't get their branding, but it does the job. It's really good. So I'll definitely
write that down in the comments so we can look at it later. What was it called again?
Lumen, Lumen 5.
Lumen 5. You just put the blog post in and it turns into a video.
Yeah, it's really clever. So I'll use that. So I'll make it into a video. I'll then share the video on my various platforms, put it on YouTube, even share it again on, a short version of the post. So that's one way. Definitely repurposing is the way to go, because it's not about just copying and pasting and putting the same content. I do tend to sometimes repurpose it for the platform. So if it's for Instagram or Facebook, what I sometimes do is I change the days. So if I write something on a Wednesday on LinkedIn, it might show up even a month later on, say, Instagram, so it's going to a different audience. And you can use schedulers for a lot of these, like Buffer, that has a free, a lot of Hootsuite, all things like that. They have free subscriptions as well. I know Buffer definitely does.
Yeah, they all do. It's like their little leading magnet to draw you in, isn't it? We give you some free.
Yeah,
You want some more.
Can't do without them, possibly can't do without them. But, you know, you can do it manually if you're not, you know, if you're not doing lots and lots of content, there's no reason why you can't schedule it manually, especially on your LinkedIn page, your Facebook page, because Facebook, you can schedule posts, can't you, on your business pages?
Yes, you can. Jules is watching us. Hiya, Jules. How you doing? You enjoying your holiday? You're doing your downtime.
Hello, Jules.
I think
that's definitely one thing.
I think a lot of issues for crafters is that we're all busy making and creating, and we really struggle. And we've talked about this with Jules this month and with Ed, and we've all said how much of a struggle it is to take time working on your business instead of in it, I think. So
I can see that. I mean, other things you can do is, as your crafters, as you're making, creating all your wonderful gifts, how about taking just whipping out your phone and showing some behind the scenes stuff, for example, for Instagram stories. This is how I make, this cushion, or this is something we doing, because people like that kind of thing as well.
Yeah,
so
they love it.
One thing worth doing, then you can repurpose that as well.
Yeah, I always say get a little tripod. I mean, I started off on a couple of books and in a plant pot and stuff, but now I've got a little tripod, and you can record demos. People are so interested in demos, aren't they?
I love seeing the creative process is so interesting.
Yeah, and we do it with not demos, but when we do our lives on the page with the news, we use this program to send it up to YouTube, so it's on Facebook and YouTube, and then you can share it to Pinterest as well.
Oh,
straight down to the board.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I think it's very difficult for people to get into the habit of that.
I think what you need to do is, if you put in place a schedule, so write down all the processes that you need to do and stick to it, so it becomes like a habit every day. So, right, today, at 9 o'clock or whenever, I just need to spend 10 minutes to click this button here and click this button here. Have it in your daily schedule, and soon you'll get quick at it and it'll become a habit. And when you're writing content, so for example, you're writing a Facebook post, have a checklist of all the other places that it could potentially go. So, I don't know, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and every single bit of content, go down and tick it and say, can this be repurposed into a video? Can this be, cut up, and just have a little checklist and tick them all. It's a really good way. Actually, I do have a content repurpose scheduler, and I'll send it to you, and then you can share it with your
that would be awesome.
Yeah. I give it's part of it's actually part of a LinkedIn content creation course, but I'm happy to give that to you for your people to use. It's just a spreadsheet, and you just go through and tick repurpose your work. So yeah, hopefully that might be helpful for some of your members.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is getting into. Oh, I can hear myself. Is getting into like a little habit of stuff. I tend to do mine in the morning and then again in the evening, and then you've got that main body of the day to crack on with whatever you're creating or whatever you're doing. And I think taking the photos of your journey is one of the keys as well, because you can go back. I repurpose stuff from over a year ago.
Yeah, because people see it in a different light. You have a different audience, and especially if you have a content calendar. So obviously with you guys, you know all the dates that are coming up, like Valentine's Day and summer holidays and back to school and Christmas, but also specific days like, I don't know, Bring Your Dog to Work Day or some famous poet's day. Have a content calendar. You can get them free actually online, and mark out all the days, at least 6 months in advance. And then once you have your content, you think, well, this content, although I've just shared it today, could be really good for, I don't know, Valentine's Day as well. So I'll just repurpose it, make a note to repurpose it for that day. Yeah. So really it's just about categorizing your content. I know it's pain, but once you've done it, it makes sense. And then you can go using your content, either chopping it up and repurposing it, or some content is going to be evergreen. So, for example, certain Christmas gifts that or content about Christmas is going to be evergreen. You can use it each Christmas, can't you? It's going to go on and on. So
in the Christmas one, I always say have a Christmas album, and every time you add something to your Christmas album, no matter when it is, it brings the whole album up on the page, and everyone can see it, and it's evergreen. Oh, someone's just said something. I just started taking pics on travels of interesting things when traveling for content as I run out of stuff. That's a really good idea because people are interested in that as well, Amy. And you do a lot of she goes away on a lot of craft fairs every weekend, so she's a busy lady,
and she shares all that. That's amazing, and people love seeing that stuff. They love seeing that side of your life as well. Yeah, so if you hop on the train, hey, I'm on the train and I'm off to a craft fair. But also during that time when you are doing things that are, general, I don't know if you get a train to work or what have you, those times where you do have some time to yourself, that's the time to be creative as well. Think about your day, what's happening in your day, how you can perhaps relate that or show that off to your audience. Not anything obviously too personal, but I'm not talking about taking pictures of your dinner. Of course you can, but just simple things like, oh, I saw, I don't know, a cow in the field, how wonderful. I know it's not a very good example, but you know what I mean, just little moments in your day, little glimpses into your personality,
because that makes you more of a person, and people buy from people. So
yeah, exactly. People love seeing I don't know, but I know I love seeing little insights into people's day. It gives me a kind of hook as to who they are and why I might like them. As soon as it's daft, but as soon as I see anyone's got a dog, I'm like, oh, I like them.
Absolutely.
Already.
No, absolutely.
I'll buy off them.
On the Artisan page, when we share anything about pets, we get the most engagement, or one of the most engagements. So it definitely people like to see animals, and Amy's doing some products about animals, so that would be quite a good one for you, Amy.
Brilliant. So and let your animals do your marketing for you. Cats and dogs, whatever.
And kids. Like I don't do a lot on my page now, but when I used to put a lot of videos and stuff on and the kids join me, they had the best. They had the best engagement for sure.
Yeah, well, everybody can relate and understand. We all have something we love, our animals, our kids, and everything. So it's really we can relate to that, and it makes you more relatable. The more relatable you can be, especially in this profession, I think the better.
I think I read there's 1 billion Facebook pages, so you need to stand out. You definitely do.
Yeah, and stand out, I might add to that.
Yeah,
doesn't mean that you're better. It means you're different. So a good way to stand out, I think a lot of people struggle with that when they think, say for example, you're selling something similar to somebody else,
which a lot of us,
and you think, well, I need to be better. Say you're selling, I don't know, cards, and someone else is selling cards. They might be similar, and you think, mine have to be better. No, you just have to market it in a different way. So the more different you can be and stand out in your marketing, that's going to make you more sales, in my experience. So it's the differentiator you'll bring. It doesn't mean you have to, have, I don't know, wear a feather boa. I don't mean different like that. I mean different in the way you present yourself or market yourself online or do things that stand out. I mean, you guys do it really, really well, I have to say. And I love Vicky's stuff for Creations Come to Life. So I like all her stuff that she does. She always does something a bit different and stand out.
And she's very good at being visible. She's very good at being visible, and she's people, like you said, relate to her.
Yeah, totally. The other way, apart from content and repurposes content, is with email. A time-saving thing is to set up an email sequence when people join your list. They get a nice little welcome sequence, which is just a number of emails over a number of days. It doesn't have to be anything long. It can just be, a couple of emails or a 3-day sequence. And also when you have a special offer, so for example, over Christmas, if you write your emails in advance and set them up so that they go over a set amount of time, then you don't have to worry about that. That's, like, could be like an automatic sales machine going off in the background for you. It's just that you have to put the work in before to set that up. But once you've set it up, it works automatically. So anytime anyone signs up to your list, they get a series of emails that welcomes them, maybe, I don't know, shares, highlights something about you, shares a product. That's a good way to time saver.
That's something I want. Obviously, I've been writing the book and busy doing all the other bits, but it's something I want to do. But Carla's done your course. She's our email lady. And Emma's been looking at it and a few others. And she's just started to set up that so everyone gets a welcome email. But we would love to sort of carry that on, because I think if you're putting out good content via email, you're in there at thoughts and stuff, aren't you? And you're there. But it's getting it all. My dog's drinking now. God. I
can't hear him or her, so don't worry.
Him. I just shut the door because the dogs are in now, and now he's having a big drink. So if you can hear that,
right. Thirsty.
This warm weather. So that is something I really want to do. I really like to do that for cuddle beds as well, because I think that's really important, because you never get time to remember your emails. Oh, I don't anyway.
So it's welcoming people first, email sequence, but then choose one day a week or one day every 2 weeks, so people know that you can train your list so that they know, it's Tuesday, I'm going to get an email from Chrissy, or once a month. And on that month, what you can do is all the content that you put out there, you say, here are some of my offers this month, here's what I've been doing on, I don't know, Instagram, here's what I've been doing on Pinterest. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be salesy. You can just tell people what you've been doing, but it just keeps you top of mind. So that, again, it's another one of those things that you need to get into the habit of doing.
We use MailChimp, and I find it quite tricky to set that up. I'm just like...
Yeah, MailChimp can be. The other one I find easy is Aweber. It's similar to MailChimp, and it has a free version as well. MailChimp and Aweber are the most used because they are, because they have the free versions. And so it's a kind of, most people start there, and it's when they get, an email list of like 20,000, they go on to the more complex things. But Aweber or MailChimp, it's just a matter of getting used to them. Personally, I prefer Aweber. But they're much of the same. It's just
we've got it set up now, and I think between my two businesses, I think I've got 2,300 or something. So that'd be nice to keep them, but I need to use it. And like I said, Carla's got a course, and she sends them out every week, and she does the welcome one, which is automated. But there's so much more we could be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because really, when people read emails, they're reading it on their own. So it's just like sending a letter to somebody, and it's very personal. So you can write as if you're talking to one person, and that makes it better. Because I don't know about you, when I read an email, I like to feel that, that person is talking to me directly. I don't like it when when it says, when it talks to many people, because I think, no, that's personal to me. It's in my inbox. It's just a psychological thing, really. But it's a great way of keeping in touch with people who've signed up to your email list. If they've signed up to your email list, it means they're interested in you or interested in your products. And if they're not, they can unsubscribe.
And what I always think is, obviously, that you're the right person to, absolutely the right person to ask this, is when you send out an email, I always think the heading is so important, and I always stick on that. I always think, what can I put? Because I have emails, and you don't read them, you delete them, and I need to unsubscribe from that, and I don't, and then you just end up having a massive email box full of stuff, and then you'll look through it, and I don't know if everyone else the same who's watching, and so you need something really good to attract their attention, which is obviously what your course is part of. That's mentioned in your course. Yeah. Isn't it?
I mean, I think curiosity is one, but really the main thing that people always go for is something that's of benefit to them. So if you can say that there's a benefit to that person, they're more likely to open it if they think they're going to get something out of it. Curiosity is big though as well. Oh, look what's inside a gift for you, the sort of thing. That's a bit tacky, but try and appeal to a person's sense of what they're going to get out of it. We call it "What's in it for me."
Okay. Yeah, that makes
WIIFM. So the famous radio station. Always think what's in it for me, but what's in it for your audience is a good pointer to go by.
So say I was sending one out all about my new range of garden cuddle beds or whatever, and I want them to buy it, obviously. Mm-hmm. So what would the sort of thing you'd recommend sort of put in there?
Well, if you think about your beds, what are the benefits of your beds? Oh. What benefits?
So the garden one, there's a few, but the garden ones are just like comfortable loungers to sit in the garden. And like a lounger.
Okay, so why would somebody want to sit in their garden to relax, to unwind, to forget about the day? So make it of benefits, something like, here's a great way to enjoy your garden and relax. Then it's not Sal or, buy my garden bed. It's more, here's something for you to do that's going to be of benefit to you.
Right, okay.
So always try and think about how that bed or how your product enhances someone else's life, or the problem you're solving, or the benefit you're providing. And I think if you think about Jules and her book, Live It, Love It, Sell It, she talks a lot about that, about the transformation your service provides, getting into your client's head. And it's the same with copywriting. You're bringing that benefit, or you're solving a problem, or you're making their life better in some way. And that's a good way to think about email headlines as well.
Yeah. I think all of us struggle on what we're writing, and we're busy, and like that's what we're talking about, time management and stuff. So it's always a good way to think of what problem you're solving. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you can write out an email and I've done it myself. I've thought about an email headline and I've and ahed over it. I've changed them around, and then the email that I thought of in like 2 seconds flat, didn't really think about it. Boom, that's the one that converts. It's always the way. So the best thing you can do with anything you're doing is to test it, see what works. A few emails you send out, maybe they the open rates or the conversion rates are low. Another one will do really well. You just have to test and keep on refining what you're doing. But I can also send you a link to an article I wrote about headlines as well, and then you can share it with all your people.
Awesome. I was just thinking, it's really weird. We've got the 3 packages, as you know, and you're the person who named the Artisan Toolbox, and here you are talking to us. It just makes me smile.
That was really great fun. So I really enjoyed doing that project.
I absolutely love the names. I do. I absolutely love them. They're amazing. I don't know if anyone's got any questions. Oh, we've got a comment. I've been doing lots of research with dog products and asked beta testers for videos of them in use so I can use them for marketing. That's a good idea, Amy.
Brilliant, because people will love showing off their dogs.
Oh.
Whenever I used to buy a collar for my dog, I wanted everyone to see it, So, yeah, that's a really good idea.
I sometimes take more pictures of my dogs than the kids sometimes, or my products.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? But that's lovely. Share what everything that you're interested in taking pictures of.
Yeah, my daughter's bought me a really good camera so I can have high res pictures. And my birthday, and I had a look at it the other day, and there's like loads that one of my daughters has taken of the dogs. There's loads of them. This is my
well, I'm sure you could use your dog to market your business in some way, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I definitely will. But I was like, this is my product, camera girls.
Although they do say cats win the internet for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Cats and moustaches.
Yeah, they do. Amy says she can repurpose them over and over then. Yes, you can. That's why you should take a little journey, because everyone's got their phones on them. In fact, we've probably got them all the time. So whatever we're doing, like you said, whether you're travelling around, all your products or anything like that, just get into a habit of snapping everything. I do.
Yeah, because you don't know when that picture will come into play again. You could and you're right. We all carry our phones with us, and it's a really powerful tool. Gone are the days when you had to buy all expensive cameras or anything like that. People like the day-to-day things. They're going off the more polished versions, aren't they? They can see through them. They want to get a bit of the gritty, inside stories, if you like.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I forgot what I was going to say. The brain's not very clear today. No, it's gone. Oh, like when you have something in your head, pops in, pops out. It doesn't stay in my head for very long at all.
I'm the same way. I'm always writing things down, and then I think, what did I write that down for? Terrible. But actually, that's a very good tip. If you see something or you think of something, jot it down on your mobile phone in notes or something. If you have an idea, always be jotting down ideas or taking pictures to remind yourself.
Yeah, I used to write it bits on paper, but I actually do put it on the notes on my phone now because they're always there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it lost. Kids don't pick it up, use it for scribble on or something. So yeah. So I think getting into the habit is like what we said is always really good. And I suppose how you can use this, what we've called this, is how you can use your copy to repurpose. So you tell us a bit about that. So if it was something, where could you repurpose to? Because that's images is different, isn't it, to your actual copy, isn't it?
Yes. So as I said earlier, you can repurpose your copy to the Lumen 5.
Yeah.
If you're writing content. Also, the content. I don't know where most of your people share their content. I'm assuming Facebook,
Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, I think, is the major ones.
Okay, so if you write something on Facebook, because mostly with Facebook you will be doing a bit of copy as well, then just use that again for Instagram or Pinterest as well. But you can try changing up. So if you've written a line of copy or done a headline for one image, you can try changing the headline around. But as I say, as long as you schedule it in advance or make use of content, and I'll send you the spreadsheets so you can have a checklist, it will soon become more natural to you. Copy in itself isn't going to be the time saver, it's how you use it. Right. Like anything.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I know you LinkedIn a lot, don't you? And I can tell you, I don't think crafters do at all. Do you think this?
No, I don't think they do. They can, but
a good platform or not?
I personally think it's more of a B2B platform.
Right.
But you definitely can tell your story there. And talk about your products for sure. It's not a direct, a direct sell place really. It's more about building up your story and building up your brand. It's a brand building.
That's good to know.
Professional network, really, I would say. But there's no reason why you can't talk about behind the scenes things, write about your products and the story behind the product if you use a certain material or something like that. It's all about bringing people into the story. It does take a bit of a knack to find that sweet spot. Some people go to LinkedIn and it doesn't work for them. It works for me because I'm a writer.
And I know Jules uses it a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah, but then if you think about it, a lot of her target audience would be on LinkedIn, and so are mine. Would a crafter's audience be on LinkedIn? I don't know. I can't see why not.
I think because obviously we want our businesses to be successful, and I would think that most people's end goal was to wholesale or to sell their stuff in a local shop, somewhere that you can have a lot of your stock and it can be sold for you. That has got to be the ultimate way. You sort of keep making loads and loads of things and doing all that work to share it everywhere. So that's why I think LinkedIn might help, because there's going to be...
Yeah, because that has got those connections on LinkedIn that you're not going to find elsewhere. Yeah. So if you can start connecting with those people, talking about your business, talking about what it's like to be a crafter, telling your story. So it's not so much focused on the product, but it's focused on your story, your journey, if you like. That way it could work. And also, I haven't seen that many crafters on LinkedIn, so there's a niche there waiting. There's a niche there waiting to be filled. So if
I'd like Artisan.
So get on it if you can.
Yeah, I've got my own profile and it mentions Artisan, but I was talking to some of the admins about it, and I think one of them said they could set up one just for Artisan. So can you set one up just as a business, or do you have to be a person?
You can set one up as a business, a bit like a Facebook page, but I would say it's not as definitely do one, because then when your members go on, they can say I work at Artisan, and it will come up as a little logo.
Yeah.
But what I would say is the LinkedIn pages are not as powerful as Facebook pages are at the moment, although Facebook pages do have to pay to play. But I think they will be over time. But I would definitely recommend, getting on LinkedIn as your personal profile and building up your personal brand. And certainly for you, Chrissy, you could be talking, writing posts about, I set up this amazing platform as well as the cuddle bed company, and start talking about your story, because then when you come to your book that you're writing, it'll be a good platform for that, because it's full of business people want to connect with other business
my notes
people.
Now.
So use it in that aspect. So I would say for a crafter, use Facebook and Pinterest for showing your product. Use LinkedIn on a higher level to connect with people for that higher level stuff, so you connect with the right people who could really enhance your business.
So could I sort of like put little excerpts out of the book and stuff in there and start?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I know it's something I need to do, and Jules said to open up a page, start a page just for the book. Yeah. So I'm going to do that next week, and then I can start repurposing again over to LinkedIn. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And I think LinkedIn, the thing is for LinkedIn is it's about the engaging with other people in the comments, and then you get to increase your connections and your network. And at the end of the day, there is the saying that your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth. And there is some truth to that. The more people you can be connected to and know, the more you have, the more potential you have, if they're the right people, of course, to boost your business.
That makes total sense, though, doesn't it? Angela says she has to go as fast.
The way business works, isn't it, really? It's about relationship building.
Yeah, and that's what we all do, and that's what we talk about at Artisan all the time, and it's how I've connected to Jules and yourself and other people, because we all sort of have that same sort of ethos all.
Yeah, exactly. And you're all helping one another, and that makes sense, because that's the way the world works, really, isn't it? It's about community and helping one another.
You'd be amazed. So crafters aren't like that. You'd be amazed how they're sort of like, I'm not gonna, very precious, can be very precious, and I don't want to share anything, and that I think that lets them down. So I think we should be sharing.
Yeah, I can see maybe. Why do you think that is? Is it because they maybe think that people might steal their ideas or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, I think in many professions it's like that, but actually it's the sharing that provides the value. Once you let go of that, then more will come to you, and it's about flow, isn't it? That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. And people within Artisan are all like us. We're all the same. But we do come up against it. We really do. It's like, this is what you should. This is definitely the way forward. The
thing is, I think with crafts and anything creative, you may be creating something similar or the same as somebody else, but nobody has your story, your background, or does it in the exact same way as you. And so if I go, for example, to a craft fair and I pick up a gift, and the next stall has got exact same, I will go with the person who I resonate with the most, who is nice, who's an interesting story, who isn't all closed and that's mine. I'm going to go with the open, generous person.
Yeah, so, warmth and brings you in, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of our ladies that go to, men that goes to craft fairs, and they're it's telling me my stream quality has automatically lowered. Don't know why. But I can see us. We're fine. So they're really good at those skills already. I don't do a lot of craft. I'd never really do the fairs or anything because my stuff is so big, costs a lot of money. It's not right for me, but I know a lot of them do, and they're already practicing that skills, and so they're ace at doing it already, and then they can repurpose all that stuff being on a craft fair as well after taking loads of pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? How about sharing, if other people's things as well? Someone told me the other day that once you start sharing on Facebook pages, people who are doing something similar to you do get more traction. Yeah, they might get, the sale from your share, but hey, that hopefully they can do the same back. This is what it's about, and I think it's pretty much what Artisan is based upon anyway, isn't it? Helping each other. So
yeah, absolutely. I think someone's just... Angela says she's got to go. It's fascinating, so she's going to come back and watch the rest later. No problem. Hello, Vicky's just jumped on. We was just talking about you at the very beginning.
Yeah, I bet her ears are burning.
Yeah, we were. And Vicky's going to take over our podcast. And so as we come to... We've got the book launching at Kirsty Allsop's Festival, Handmade Festival in September. So we're going to be focusing on that. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we're going to be doing like an online magazine, which we're going to... probably need to speak to you then. Which we're going to organise.
So much to do, so much going on.
That's going to be great. And then we'd really like to start our own podcast channel because it just matches with everything we do within our visibility, and we like to be
and you can tell everyone's stories and interview all your ladies and men. That would be fantastic. Really good.
Vicky's going to do that. Vicky's going to be our podcaster. Ooh. That's the right word.
Is she? Oh, fantastic.
She's so good live. She's absolutely amazing live. So I was like, how'd you fancy it? And she's like, yeah, that'd be cool. So that's our next thing. But I don't know if you can you repurpose podcast? You probably can't you?
Yeah. So I don't know what site you're launching on, because I use a free site called Anchor FM. And if you launch there might be some time limits. I'm not quite sure, but I know that they stream it for all the other platforms such as iTunes and Spotify and things like that. So if you're looking for a free option to start with, maybe have a look there before, or go straight onto iTunes. But yeah, you could repurpose it. So for example, this could be a podcast technically. So you could take the video of this, take the MP3 or MP4, I can't remember what the sound file as well, and then use the sound file for this as a podcast, and then repurpose it on YouTube. So yeah, there are ways you can do it.
Me and Vicky get together and have a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no tech whiz, but there's definitely ways you can do it.
Not too bad at the tech side, not too bad at all. But I presume that you get yourself a nice little photo, and it'd be Vicky. And our logo, and then we're like you said, you take the audio out, so you can repurpose a lot of our lives that we've done then, can't we?
Exactly. You can actually, if you take the recording out, you can automatically, I'm pretty sure, start uploading them as podcasts already.
So I think Jules says she used iTunes. I think that's free too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that free?
Yeah.
Is that free, that one, iTunes?
iTunes, yeah, I think so. Best ask Jules on that, Jules, because I'm pretty sure, did she go to SoundCloud to iTunes? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure some of them aren't free, but I don't know the ins and outs. So maybe ask Ed Troxel, because he's the social media techie whiz.
I will do. Yeah, I will do. And then it just goes into a podcast place, I presume. So I don't know a lot about it. And then,
I mean, I use Anchor and I know how that works, but I don't really know how all the ins and outs of the other ones. So I'll definitely check it out before you make a move.
Yes, that's our next thing. I just wondered how we can repurpose it. It's all so much to do. And
then of course, as soon as you send out a podcast, you can send it to your email list. Listen to our latest podcast.
Oh, you're good. You're so good. Yeah, that's awesome. And then you could just put links out, and then that could go to our Artisan email and our other ones. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So unless anyone's got any questions, there's not many people left now.
They've all gone and they're all off repurposing their stuff.
Or out in the garden.
Yeah. I was just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Taking pictures in the garden so they can repurpose it later.
Yeah. Well, we've covered a lot of stuff there anyway, so thanks ever so much for that. That was awesome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Have you got any plans for the summer holidays?
Me, no.
You're quite a traveller, aren't you?
Well, I've got a big birthday this year, so I'm kind of saving up for that in November. So I've got a little bit of time to wait yet. So yeah.
I know you do travel around. I see you on Facebook.
Yeah, I do. I'm not a digital nomad, but I like being in different places. Let's just put it that way.
I do. I haven't done it in a long time with the kids and stuff, but I'm looking forward to that when it's my time again. That I can go globetrotting. Globetrotting. So
okay,
yeah.
well, thank you for having me on in your lovely group, and I wish you all the success for September and in the future.
You'll be excited, very excited, and we'll hopefully get you in again soon.
Yeah, definitely. Any questions, just drop them below, or if you've got any questions about copywriting in general. And Chrissy, I'll send you that spreadsheet. I'll dig it out and I'll send it to you, and it might be of benefit to your members, and also a link to an article I wrote about headlines, and hopefully that will be helpful to your members as well.
Yeah, totally. And if you want to put your links in, definitely.
Okay. Yep.
Definitely put in your courses and stuff, because they're amazing. They're really, really, really good courses. And pop them in the links. So have a great rest of your day. I'll be back on this evening on the main page doing our news, showing off all your products at 8 p.m. Claire, we're just off, so you have to catch the replay, lovely, and take care. Bye.